The lettuce has come up and matured very well, and this is now when we will start harvesting it. Welcome back to the Secret Garden YouTube channel. My name is Seth. I'll be your host today. Thank you very much for joining. And if you haven't, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel. It definitely helps a lot. I really appreciate it. Now, today we're going to be talking about growing lettuces, spinaches, any type of green in a container. Now, here are some lettuces that I already started about a month or so ago, earlier in the fall in this container. Now, I like to plant as much lettuce as I can in multiple different containers, so I have a lot of lettuce. Here in Texas, we have a very small growing season for lettuces because they really need colder temperatures. Now, as soon as you have your last frost, you want to go ahead and plant your lettuce seeds right away because, like I said, they really need cooler temperatures to germinate. They're not going to germinate well in the heat, and they're not going to grow. They're going to bolt really quickly. So whatever your last frost date is, you want to make sure that you go ahead and seed them right away. And even really, if you have a good 2 weeks time period, even when it's still winter, when you don't have a frost coming, I've been able to, when I lived in Tennessee, plant the seeds out, and whenever I have a frost, you can cover them, and they should still be safe as well. Mainly if you do something like Swiss chard or spinach, that works really well. They're a lot more hardy. Lettuces, you do need to make sure you cover if you have any type of frost, but you really want to take advantage of the cold temperatures as much as possible. Now, when growing lettuces in containers, one important thing that you really want to do is you want to grow only one type of lettuce or green of any kind in a container at once. The reason for that is all lettuces and greens in general will grow at a different rate. Even if you've got two different types of lettuces, they also grow at a different rate. And so if you have one growing a lot larger and quicker, faster than the other one, it'll actually shadow it out and kill the other one. You really want them all growing like I have on this one at a nice even rate where they all grow the same size. It makes it a lot easier so you don't have anything crowding out. So let's go ahead and move this one down. We're going to get to my whiskey barrel pot here, and I'm going to get you a little bit closer so I can show you how I get the pot ready and how I plant my lettuce seeds. Now this pot was actually used to grow sweet potatoes in, and so now I'm done with it. I want to go ahead and right away, because I harvested these potatoes today, I want to go ahead right away and plant my lettuces. Now for sweet potatoes, I needed a lot of soil, but I really don't need that much soil for lettuces, so I'm going to take a decent amount of this out. Now for your soil for lettuces, you really want a nice, loose, well-draining soil, so you want compost, peat moss, and vermiculite or perlite. This right here is just compost and peat moss right now, and the reason why is because I did not actually have any vermiculite or perlite with me. I now have a big batch ordered, so I'm taking a lot of the soil out to get down to the amount that I want, but also so I can add a lot of that perlite in. Okay, now I'm going to add my vermiculite in. I just want to get this mixed in really well since I didn't have it in my mixture last time. Just going to add nice handfuls, and this is just going to allow for really good aeration. This is very important in containers. You don't necessarily have to have perlite in your actual garden, but it's very important for containers to make sure that you have well-drained soil, and this actually breaks it up and makes it so it doesn't dry out as fast, which is obviously very important because containers can dry out a lot quicker since they're not in ground. Okay, now that we have our soil level really good, we have everything that we need added in here, now we can go ahead and put our fertilizer down. Now I am using Trifecta Plus from My Gardener. It's the first year that I'm trying this to see what I think about it. And we're just going to put a nice hefty dose. I don't really measure, just put a nice ground cover for whatever I'm using here to make sure we got a good amount of fertilizer and good nutrients here. That'll be fine. And now we want to go ahead and just work it in. We only want to work it in about the top inch or so that when those seedlings start rooting out, they'll have something nice to go to, just like that. Now I do have compost in here, as I said, so there's also that type of fertilizer, but it's good to add another fertilizer here to make sure we have really good growth. Okay, and now it's time to actually plant seeds. Now we're going to be planting Bib lettuce today. Now you really want to go very generous when planting your lettuce. You get a bunch of seeds in here, so you don't have to worry about that. And as you saw on the other one that I did, it really covers out really well, and it's very pretty, and they all kind of grow together in bunches, so it's really, really nice. So you want to plant as many seeds. You don't need to count All you do is you take it and you just spread them around. Try to give it evenly. You want to make sure you remember where you planted them and just put them all around really nicely like that, around the entire thing. You want to make sure when they grow up, it looks like mine did, where you have every little bit of it. It's nice to not see any dirt. You just see really pretty lettuce everywhere. Okay, now that we have all the seeds planted, at this point in time, we want to go ahead and we want to add about a half an inch or so of soil on top of this. We're going to take the same mixture that we have here and just gently put it all over. Makes it a lot easier instead of trying to sow seeds directly in the soil. Otherwise, because these you just kind of throw around, you can't really dig a little hole. So this definitely works a lot better. Now, the last step is all you need to do is water it in. You don't want to water it too heavy of a spray. Just water it in nicely so you don't disrupt the soil. Maybe do it kind of like on a mist function. That's what I do in my sprayer to make sure I don't disrupt it at all. Do a nice mist, keep it nice and wet, and you can keep it here in the sun wherever you want. Remember, if you have a frost come, just pick up your container and bring it inside, and then bring it out on the next day when it's nice and sunny. And now you see the lettuce has come up and matured very well. And this is now when we will start harvesting it. You can see here the leaves are starting to get really big. You can harvest it at any point. This is just about when we start harvesting it, and it will last a good month or so. Plus, it's a decent amount of time. We just leave it out here, water it regularly, and clip it when we need it. Okay, thank you again. I hope I answered any questions you might have on growing lettuce in containers. If you do have any more questions, please make sure you comment below and I will be sure to answer them. Also, if you haven't yet, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It definitely helps out a lot. Again, thank you very much and have a great day.